welcome to the 2019, I believe, Avenger 26BK. So right in this black port right here towards the back is just your power cord. So it just pulls on out of there. It's usually about 25-30 feet long. So right at the end here, you've got your 30 amp end. Most campsites will have that. You just plug straight on in, and there you go. We do provide you with a 15 amp adapter as well, so if you wanted to plug into your house to run your fridge, charge your batteries, you've got the option to do so. Right in the back bumper here, if we just pull this cap off, is your sewer hose. So those two ears there on your sewer hose, just keep note of that. The sewer hose is 20 feet long once it's stretched out. And for your sewer system, we'll just come down over here. And so this cap right there, just undo that. And you've got those same two ears that your hose has got. When it comes to dumping your tanks, what you'd do is you'd hook up your hose, you'd pull this black valve, and you'll dump out your black tank. Your black tank is filled from your toilet, so of course dirtier water. Once that black is done, you're gonna switch over to the gray, open up that gray tank, and that'll dump out your sinks and your shower, and that'll just help keep your hose clean before you go throwing it back in the bumper again. Right in here is your exterior shower. So you'll get a little key just like this one, a CH751. Plugs into there, opens up. 3-foot hose, hot and cold water, and there you go. Also right down here, you notice you've got the low point drain mark right there. So you just have your two low point drains here. The one on the left here is marked with the red hose, that is your hot water lines. The one beside it is got the blue hose, that's all your cold water lines. So you just open that up, drain out the water from the trailer. So if you're leaving the trailer for a little while, and you just don't want the water going stagnant or stale, just dump it all out, pour it out, and there you go. Moving down, cable and satellite inlet. So you just take a coax cable, plug it into there, it outputs at your TV location. Right here is just a service port for your fridge, nothing back there for you to worry about. The city water connection, so you just take a water hose, stick it into there, turn on your water, and it'll pressure up all of your water lines. So not like your tank. Your freshwater tank is right up here. So you just undo that valve right there, and you take a water hose, stick it into there, fills up your water tank. You know that tank is full when it starts spitting water out of that vent here, or more commonly, out of this vent down here. And then this little cock right there, that is your freshwater drain. Right here is just your furnace. So if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure nothing's drooped over that. It does get hot. Also just right back here, so inside in your kitchen, you do have a propane stove. As you burn propane, it is of course putting off fumes. So you've just got a little flap back here. Just allows all the fan inside to let the air escape. It's basically just two little push pins right there. Lock it into place, and then just the little holes there. Pull them up, open it up to let the air out. In the front here is just your storage compartment. So it does see straight through. And on the other side there, you can see we've got some accessories there for you. The storage compartment is accessible from the inside underneath your main bed. In the front here, it's just a manual jack. So one way's up and the other way's down. Two propane tanks here. They are both full for you. And right in the very back, if you just look back here, you can see it's currently red with the arrow pointing over to this tank. So as we open up this tank, it'll go green, just letting you know that propane's present. If that were to go back red, it's letting you know that the propane's empty and it's gone. So you just close this tank, switch over to the other side, and open up that one to run off of this tank. And right behind it here is your battery box. So as long as you're plugged in through that back cord there, your battery is charging for you. Also right down here is just a little 2-pin plug. Take a solar panel, plug it into there. That'll also charge your batteries. So here's just that other end of your storage compartment. We do provide you with a water hose as well as that adapter I was telling you about. Right here's the little 3/4 inch drive ratchet, I guess you could call it. Stick it into each of your stabilizer jacks. You do have a stabilizer jack at each corner. And what you're looking to do with these guys is you're just going to run them down until they contact the ground. They'll pick up the trailer just a little bit with another turn and a half or so. And what that'll do is that'll just kind of firm up your trailer. So as you walk through it, it'll get rid of that sway and just keep it more stable. And moving back. GFI protected outlet here, so if you wanted a TV outside, coffee maker, whatever, you've got the power to do so. And your exterior kitchen. So right on the right side here, just a little tab there for holding the door open. In the back here is a fridge. It is a 120 volt only fridge, so you do have to be plugged in for it to run. Travel lock on the left side here. Just undo that. Pull out your stove. Just lift up the top. Bring the ears out. One little trick with your stove, if you open it up all the way, you can just kind of move that back in and that'll lock it open for you. And your hose here. So you just got the quick connect, you're gonna pull that back, that'll undo it and pull it right out. Underneath here is just a little bit different. So you're gonna pull that plug out, you're gonna make sure that valve is closed. With this valve open, you cannot move back that quick connect. You do have to have the valve closed. So you can open it up the same way, stick your hose into it, lock it in place. Then the hose comes up and just connects right in the back corner here of your stove. And just like that. And then you're just going to turn your stove over to high, hit it with a lighter, and then as soon as it clears all the air out of the system there, it'll fire up.
It's still back there? He's supposed to come tomorrow and drop a check, but supposed to be here tomorrow. Once he's here, then we'll back him and get it done. But
there we go. So I don't know if you can see it through the video, but there's that little blue flame there. Same thing with the other side here. And once you're done, of course, just turning it off. Your ears in, fold it back down. Come to the bottom, close that valve first, and then undo this line. Make sure you plug it back up again. And then just right back here, you're gonna undo that one. And I just like to connect the hose to itself, just make sure no bugs are getting in there. Then just undo the lock there, slide it on in, and lock it back in place. Also got the sink out here, hot and cold water, the little plugs of course. And right up top here, just on its own switch, is power or light, and the power outlet right in the back there. So that outlet in the back is GFI controlled, so if it ever pops, we're just going to go inside and we'll check that GFI reset, and we'll get there in a second. Lastly, outside is just a little dog tie down, just so that, you know, rusties aren't running away on you. Right at your entrance door, you do have a beer opener. Open that up. Notice right at the bottom of your door here is just that little T-latch. So as we open it up, it comes back and she'll connect into that T-latch there. Just hold the door open. Just undoing that handle, and there, the screen door is separate. For your steps, you're just going to slide it either way, and that'll undo the latches, and then the steps just fold out. If you ever need to adjust the height, right on the side here is just that little pin. You'll pull that pin out and you can extend the length of the legs. And right inside, right up on the wall here, the right side is your awning light, and the left side is your interior light. It does only operate the one light here. The rest of the lights throughout the trailer, just like the outside, are on their own switches. These light switches over here, the light switch on the left does your pendant right above you. The one on the right does your backsplash behind your stove. Up on this wall here is your awning control, so just press and hold out, the awning will make its way out. This doesn't look like we'll be able to go all the way open today, but we'll be able to show you what it does pretty much. Now you know your awning's open all the way once you start seeing a white flap at the end come down. And with your awning open, you can come to either arm, front or back, and just take it with these knobs loose. You can slide it in, and what that'll do is it just changes the pitch of your awning there. So if it were to start raining with it straight, it's of course going to start holding water, and just change the angle and the water will run off. If you preferred this angle better, just because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing at the other arm there, just to give yourself more shade. Whenever you're bringing it in though, you just want to make sure they're loosened off and fully extended, otherwise it just might bend stuff. Press and hold in, makes its way back in. That's that. So right up on the wall here is your thermostat. It is the control for just your furnace. So with this tab here up at the top right, just move that over to the left, and that'll turn on your furnace. Temperature control is just at the bottom here. Furnace is moving its air through all of the floor vents. Over here we've got your sink with the shower head function, hot and cold water of course. And then your stove, it's the bifold cover, just flips on back. Turn it over light, hit it with a sparker, she fires right up. Now again, it is a bit more normal for it to take a second or two, or a couple of tries with the igniter at least for it to light up, just because it will have to clear out air from the system. That is perfectly normal. On the right there is your light. And then on the right here is also your stove. So we'll turn that over to light, press and hold. Then you can just turn the sparker. In the very back there, I think you can see that spark going. And then again, just once it clears out the air, you get a pilot light there. There we go. So you're just going to keep that knob held in for another 5 seconds or so. Then you can let go and the pilot light will stay for you. Then you can just turn it up to your desired temperature. Make your cookies or whatever. And then once you're done, turn it back down to pilot. It'll hold the pilot light for you. However, whenever you're traveling or leaving the trailer for a while, you just want to make sure that's right off. And as I was saying, it is a propane stove, so right above it here on the right, you've got that fan. That's what they use in that vent outside. And right beside it, there's also a light. Right up top is the microwave. Standard household microwave. Probably not much I can teach you about that. Fridge here, it's the power button on the left. With it in, it is turned on. With this button on the right in, it is in auto, as currently says. Auto is first going to use AC power, so your short cord in the back, and then it'll switch over to gas, being your propane. If you're running to run it solely on gas, you can have this button on the right come out, in which case it will run on gas. If that check light there were to light up, it's just letting you know that it hasn't fired on the gas, at which point you'll just turn it off and back on to reset it. And if it still doesn't fire up, just make sure you do actually have propane. Light by your bathroom sink here, it's just on its own switch. Right down here is your hot water tank control. So turn that on, and that'll turn on your hot water tank. So with that, when that light first came on, it's just letting you know that the ignition sequence has started. When it went off, that was the actual igniter going. I can hear the hot water tank going right now. If that light were to come back on, however, it's just the same thing as your check light as your fridge there. You're just going to turn it off and back on to reset it. Otherwise, if that doesn't do it, we'll just head back on outside. Your hot water tank, I believe, is in the back of this unit. So your hot water tank just has that little keyway there holding it shut. We'll just line that up, pops it open. And that's that. So before you ever turn it on, you should just be hitting that little relief valve right there. A little bit of water will come out, just letting you know that it does have water in it. You see that water down there? It did have water in it, even though you didn't see any coming out. We were safe to fire it up. So you just want to make sure that water's coming out before you do actually turn it on. And we'll just line it up, and there we go. Right beside your hot water tank switch there is your monitor panel. So firstly, it does tell you your battery charge level, so we'll press and hold battery. And currently we're at C for charging, G would be good, F is fair, and L is low. Same idea for your fresh tank, your black, and your gray. So as you start filling them up, they'll go from empty, a third, 2/3 full. And then in the bottom corner there's your water pump. Turn that on, turns on your water pump, draws out of your fresh water tank. And then right beside it, here's your GFI reset. So test on the left, reset in the center. So if you ever have an outlet that doesn't work, first thing to check right there. Then back into your bathroom, light switch just on the wall there. So you do have the toilet with the little tongue right at the front here. A roof vent, turn to open. And in this back corner right here, there's a switch for your fan. Again, just hot and cold water at the shower, at the tub. And then into your bunkhouse here, you do have USBs on the wall there, power outlet on the wall below. Lights are just on their own switches. Super simple. Below your fridge here is your converter, so just press right in the center there and it'll pop open. All of your breakers are on the left here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it'll sit in the middle, so you just want to turn it off and then back on, as well as all of your fuses here. Right beside it is the LP detector, so if there is ever a propane leak in the trailer, propane is heavier than air, it sits on the floor. That guy detects it and starts going off just like a smoke detector. Right up here we do have a TV backer in here for you with your cable, satellite, and antenna outlet right here. For turning on your antenna, just hit that power button right there, you'll get that green light, just letting you know that the antenna's on. And then your stereo right here. Super simple, press it to turn it on. Then hit mode just to cycle through all of your different modes. Zone 2 is your outside zone. Zone 1 is your inside. Otherwise, very straightforward. If you want to change your EQ and such, just press this guy again. Then you got all of the control. To turn it off, just press and hold. There you go. As for your dinette here, the 2 back cushions come in and create your center for your bed. You'll just lift up the table here, move it over to the side for now. We'll just take the 2 legs, stuff them into here. Just give them a little press just to make sure they are in place right. And then same idea with your table. Just gonna drop it into place, make sure they're all lined up. And then just a little bit of a pressure shake to lock it in place. And that's that. Underneath your dinettes here, you do also have more storage, as well as up front. And up front we've just got your bed. The light up top again on its own switch. As we'd said with the bed, it is lift up to your front compartment with a little latch back here for locking it in place. Right above your heads is also a little reading light with storage all the way around. This grate down here is just a return air for your furnace, so you just want to make sure that's not getting kicked in. Other than that, very simple, very nice, straightforward unit. Right here is just your antenna, so once you've got it turned on, you're just going to be turning it, looking for your best signal. Whenever you're traveling though, you just want to make sure you're just completely clockwise and locked in place. Just ensures that the fins are pointed the right way. And then lastly, because it is getting hot outside, you're going to want to know how to run your air conditioner. So we'll just turn this knob at the front here over to low fan. It does have 2 low fan features for some reason. And then it goes into high fan and then low cool. So low cool is where you'll start getting cooling with the low fan, or you can go into high cool, which is the high fan with cooling. And then right in the back here is your temperature selection. As for where you're shooting your air, just 2 options here. Just got the louvers there, just kind of closing off or opening it up to shoot the air where you like it. And I do believe that's about it. So if you've got any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.